Alright everybody, this is Refresh. Somehow we didn't flame out and we are 2-2 with this speed cycling deck. It's a bit split. My last opponent was not the strongest one, so we managed to squeak out a win there, even though we were, not necessarily on top of it the whole time. And we're back to play another one. Oh, I got the sneezies because my Claritin has not yet kicked in, but hopefully I won't be sneezing too much in the middle of the stream. And we are seeing who we're playing against next. I'm looking forward to the pre-release for Tarkir coming up in just one more week, and so that's going to be hopefully a lot of fun. It may be the last Magic set that I would play because I'm not a fan of this 6 sets a year, 3 of them being University Beyond thing. Not that I have a problem with University Beyond on the whole, although I do have a problem with it being introduced in Standard, thereby every Constructed format, which is why I'm not playing Constructed anymore. But I don't have a problem with it as an idea. Like if the special set or whatever every year is, if one of them were a University Beyond set, I'd be down for that. But I don't want it to be 6 times a year. This is just too much Magic for me to want to keep up with. It also makes the limited formats very short. And I know some people are like grinders and they play day after day. Okay, we're playing with value NVN in bronze, so we're being matched down. Considering that I'm not going to keep this. I have 3 cards I can't cast with these 2 mountains, so we're going to mull. This is better. We have removal, something to play on 1, and some top end. It's not a great start. I think I'm going to probably pitch the Dracosaur here, because I don't know when I'm going to get to 6. I don't want to drop any lands in case I don't draw any more. Or if I draw a 3-drop, I want the additional land. So, yeah. We're going to keep 6. We're going to pitch the Dracosaur. Just get started by playing our 1-drop. We have a bit of removal here if we need it. Back on track if we need to get something back. Pretty cool. Alright, we're going to double Mako here. Go swinging. Hopefully my opponent doesn't have a multiple. Now, the reason why I played another mountain is that all my opponent knows is that I have red mana. They don't know what else I have going on. Yeah. So now, I can just kill it with the Quack Feast because they don't know what I'm doing. I do need to draw something better than what I have right now. So that's an issue, but here we go. So the reason I got rid of that thing is because I don't really have much else going on right now, and I really need to make sure that I can get to something reasonable. So Risen Nikura region is what I'm kind of aiming for. Oh, I lost one of my islands. I got to keep an eye on that because I only have 2 more blue sources left. They're stealing my back contract. Good for them. But I did discard, so these guys are getting stronger. That's a unexpected plus of this Mako situation here. Unfortunately, I don't want to attack into this because these can be stronger than what they've got going on. So, at least I didn't lose everything on losing this back on track. If they attack them, they probably have some blocker that's coming up. They know what I have in my hand, and they have a full grip. So right now, I am on the back foot, despite that I'm going first. Because they got the advantage off me off of that. Plus, I had to mulligan. And so, yeah. So they have a blocker coming up. And they're going to hope that their blocker can stop my Marauding Makos. If I don't draw anything to bring that up. We'll see what they have. Okay, Gonti is about as good of a thing that they can have. Let's just kill the Gonti now before that gets too much value. I've been super valued out by Gonti too many times, and I don't want to. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna hold it actually. Well, they know what it is. I'm gonna play it then. Okay, we'll swing. We'll get the damage advantage here while their Gastral Raiders tapped out. I get the feeling they can probably get their Gonti back if they wanted it, so I'm not in like the best position here. I do have 5 lands versus their 4, but they have 5 more cards than me. So, ooh, I can get back the Risen Nikura Regent. I think that's what I'm going to do. Or something better if I mill something better. We'll see. Well, it's one Risen Nikura Regent or the other Risen Nikura Regent, so I guess we're Risen Nikura Regenting. And Oh wait, can I? I should have. I should. Oh wait, it can't attack this turn anyways. All right, we're gonna hold in the turn. I'm happy to sacrifice a carrying cruiser to anything my opponent is up to, because vehicles are on the weaker end of things. I'd rather have a creature than a vehicle, and so I'd rather trade this than the Marauding Mako and trade it for something while I can trade it. You know, better now than when I don't have a creature. So we'll see what my opponent's up to. I know that they're bronze, but maybe they're better off, that they're better than they let on, because you know, some people have second accounts and whatever. Let's see. They're trying to decide what to do. They're Faint Guardianing on the okay. Okay, so they decide not to attack. That was probably the right choice there. Right now we're just kind of like staring at each other. Okay, well I'm gonna trade this carrying cruiser for their Faint Guardian. That's a fair trade here. Pass to blockers. You can block here. I don't really need this anymore. And again, like I said, like losing this is not a big loss for me. Maybe have a pump or a bite spell, I guess. Oh, maximum overdrive. Okay, that's fine. Trading a maximum overdrive for my carrying cruiser also is not like a big deal for me. I really don't care that much about that. Let's see if they have a blocker. They know I haven't risen Nika region. I'm guessing that they have some kind of blocker, because they wouldn't have attacked and let my Marauding Makos go in, especially when I'm on the... Yeah, see, that's a blocker. So if I have an attacker, that would be good. I don't have an attacker, so I'm just going to play my big guy. And then I have this at 1, but obviously that's not going to do much. I need to get in, and I'm just going to hold this in case they have another discard outlet. Yeah, it's not a pretty situation. They have 5 mana. They can pump the Mutant Surveyor twice and do a lot of damage. It does mean that I could get in after that. So I'm guessing that they're going to play a little bit more defensively and hold back one of their better blockers, either the Guardian or the Surveyor, depending on what they choose to cast. Oh, they're attacking with everything. Interesting choice. If they attack with everything, right? If I choose to block this against any one of these, they're going to die. This is my win con here, and they can pump this twice. If they pump this twice, it becomes a 4 or 5. It'll eat both of these. If I let this through, I could take 4. Well, let's say they have a Bestow Greatness, right? So that becomes 6, 11, 13. I think I'm just going to let it through. Let's see what they have. I'm guessing they have some sort of bite effect that will let the Faint Guardian take out the Risen Nika region. But, I mean, they have mana. They got this up. Okay. That's not good. Okay. Well, now we're not in the best of shape here. We're going to have to offer trades that I don't like. We'll get the life here. That'll help stabilize a little bit. I'm going to let the 3 through and probably trade the Necro Regent for one of these other 2 cards here. Do I attack is the question. If I attack for 9 damage, I'm going to die on the backswing. If I attack for 5 damage, I'm going to have to chump twice. I'd rather trade the Necro Regent for one of these 2 cards. I think we have to hold everything back. Even though I have cards and I might seem like I have tricks, like I don't have anything, right? And so I want to be able to trade like both Marauding Makos for the Gostel Raider. And so, wow, they're being impatient, even though they brought me out to the, even though they roped me a little. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna let this be and hold for now. Because again, I don't know if I have anything. This is where I think they're going to use removal. Oh, they're still constraining thing. Okay. All right. So I'm guessing that they're planning on forcing me to trade my Necro Regent for their Faint Guardian. I think that's a reasonable play if that's what they do. It's not the best situation for them, but we'll see. I'm taking the trade, and then I'm going to offer this double block here. I don't have anything on my swamp here, so we'll see what they have. If they have the maximum overdrive, they're going to get me pretty badly here. If not, they're just going to pump that. Okay, and then they take the 1 trade. Oh, do they have a bestow? If they have a bestow, then they got me too. I mean, look, I drew a lot of lands, and I had the mulligan, and they had just more value than me, so them taking me out here is not like going to be a huge surprise. Yeah, they got bestow greatness. So they're going to hit me for 3 plus 4. I'm going to be down to 1 with nothing left on the board versus 2 creatures. So very unlikely for me to make it here. Goblin Surveyor is probably not it. I'm going to play this. I'm going to die to the Gastel Raider. Yeah, you got me. Good game. Alright. I'll give them the joy of hitting me. That's fine. Actually, you know, I'm done. That your go was just a little bit... I don't want to give them the pleasure of that, you know. If they'd been patient, like I was patient with them, then it's a whole different situation. But I don't need to sit around and take the loss on the face like that. All right, well, we didn't do that well. I think that this deck had a little bit more in it than it's obviously not the best version of the red-black deck, but I think it had more in it than the actual win-loss record that I ended up with. We're gonna open a pack of these, and we'll start another draft here because I've got a little bit of time to spare. We got Overlord of the Flood Pit. I don't need to look at anything else. This is a strong card. Draw 2, then discard whenever it enters or attacks, and it's a 5/3 flyer. Like, do I need to look at anything else? I don't think so. I mean, this is a removal spell. This is a removal spell. I guess it could be okay. I like Moldering Gem, but Overlord of the Flood Pit's too strong not to take first. So there's that. Foundations. What do we have here? Alright, the Seer Slicer Goblin. I think this is a pretty strong card. I'm definitely taking over this. Am I taking over Hero's Downfall? I'm not sure. This or Stab. Like, these are both really good cards. And so is Bite Down. And even Prideful Parent's a good card here. So I don't know that this is good enough. But every time if I get a 1/1, that's not bad. I think that the responsible pick might be to take one of these cards here, or even think twice. It's a really good pack. But I'm taking the Seer Slicer Goblin because 1, it's rare. 2, like, it feeds into an aggressive strategy, and I tend to do better with aggressive strategies. So that's my pick. But I think any one of these cards that isn't Quake Stride or Ceratops is a good, reasonable choice for this pack. And then we have Aetherdrift, which gets us. Let's see. Thunderous Velocity. I took that first last time. I think I would still take it first this time. It's a very strong card. It pumps up all of the other creatures and vehicles that you play afterwards. And yes, it is a 3 crew 5/5, but that part is like the lesser part of what we're doing here. We're more interested in just, does it pump up everything else that you play? Yes. Good enough. We'll take it. Especially because what is it competing with? I think it's Beast Rider Vanguard is the number 2 here. So, and that's not very much. I guess Roadside Assistance gets us a 1/1 in addition, but I don't think that's quite exciting enough to take an aura. So yeah, Thunderous Velocity is the pick. That is going to be it for this draft and draw. We're going to start a new draft right after because I still have this quest to finish. So Aetherdrift Limited, hit Premier Draft, pay my 1,500 gems. We're now a little bit behind on gems. I do wish that I had a little bit more. I have not won as much in this format as I am used to. And you know what? The honest truth of the matter is I do better in more aggressive formats. That's just because I am better as an aggressive player than I am as a value player or anything like that. This is a hard truth for me to learn because I always thought of myself as, oh, I love value. I love seeing value and all that kind of stuff. But maybe I just like the tight, really tight decision spaces and trying to get wins out of tough situations or quickly, and that's what I do best with. And this is not the most aggressive format that there is, so obviously I'm not going to do as well here, but my goal is to stay out of having to pay for any gems. I've had to do it once last year. Maybe I'll have to do it again. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to do it again at some point this year because I'm going to have another kid, and that's going to take me out of the running for a bit in terms of being able to play for like several months. So we'll see. If that actually happens or not. Probably will, at least for a few weeks, before the baby's sleep schedule stabilizes a little bit. But we'll see. I was able to play through last time, although I had a few nights where I had to run away from the Like 2 years ago, I had to run away from games in the middle of the game because the baby was crying and I had to go, take care of him. And so, I don't know. Like, we'll see. All right, we got everybody here. We are still drafting, and let's see what we have here. Gas Guzzler. That's interesting. It does enter the battle. It does give me a sacrifice outlet, which is fun. I think that it's pretty much better than the Vaulter, better than Trade the Helm, better than the Neko Regent. Is it better than Road Rage? Ooh, Road Rage is pretty good. Collision Course is okay. I don't think any of these are exciting though over Gas Guzzler. Of all of these cards, I think Road Rage is the only real. Road Rage and Collision Course are the only other tempting cards. So I'll take this first for sure and see what comes up next. It does give me a potential sacrifice outlet. It is on the weaker side, I think, of rares. Yes, if you get on turn 1, it's pretty good because you start your engines, start bashing if you can. But yeah, I think we take the Guzzler, not because it's an amazing card, but just because I don't think that there's anything else strong in that particular pack. Let's see here. Repurposing Bay is a constructed card. Unsworthing Slaws. I mean, that's okay if you're in the green-white deck, I think. This is 2 colors that I am not, but I might take it because it looks like the strongest card that's left. I could take a Locust Spray, but I feel like this is not as good as it seems like on the surface. Just like run over, but I'd rather want to be in green before I take that. Yeah, it's like run over or Rangers Either Hive. Rangers Either Hive means I'm definitely not playing Gas Guzzler. I could take this as a single color card. Let's take this as a single color card, actually. I like green a lot. It's a strong color. It is over fought for here. Ooh, Terrian World Tyrant. I like that. So here's a split choice, right? I can take Stock Up in blue and go into a third color. Terrian World Tyrant is a really strong green card. That means that the player to my right is probably not playing green unless they got a really good, even stronger green card. Grim Bauble is also a really good card. That'd be a good follow-up for Gas Guzzler. But again, this is not the most strongest card that I can see. I am passing a Hazard of the Dunes, which I feel kind of bad about. But yeah, run over on Terrian World Tyrant is probably a stronger combo than Gas Guzzler on Grim Bauble. And so we'll take that. Here we have Back on Track. So this can get back Terrian World Tyrant, which is pretty good. Black is also a really strong color. The Engine Mat is still there. The Gibberic Omnivore is still there. And those are probably the 2 next desirable cards for me in this. So we'll take the Back on Track here. Wouldn't mind the Night Market coming back or something else. But getting back the Terrian seems like a good plan here. And running over with the Terrian is not bad either. Greenbelt Guardian, this is also a really strong card. I'm passing Run Over, which I don't feel as good about, but I think, yeah, the Greenbelt Guardian is good enough to take first. It means that there are at least, 4 other players to my right that passed on it, which is good. Fanged Druid Summoner is also a pretty good card, especially if I can get one of those, or Terrian. I can get Terrian with this. That's good enough for me to take it over Pothole Mole, although I think Pothole Mole is also a really strong card. But right now, the signs are clear that I can take this color here. Yeah, I mean, I'm already in green. Like, if I wasn't already in green, like the Coral Tyrant, this is a good blocker. And that's probably the only other card in this that I would really consider. So we'll take the Surveyor here. It's a 3-drop. It's a card filler. It's not an exciting card. I'm not like, oh my gosh, let me play this card. But it does its job, you know. Here, all of our colors have dried up, and so I could take a third color as an option. But I'm not really interested in that. I could take Aether Jacket as just a flyer, or I could take the Rugged Highlands as a... and this also could be artifact removal. Or I could take the Rugged Highlands as a hedge for red. I'm going to take the Rugged Highlands in case I see something good in red. Here, nothing... I can take Broken Wings. I think that this is fine to play one of in the main. The Crash and Burn came back around, and so did Collision Course, so it means that red and white are a little bit available. Those are pretty strong cards in their colors. I'll take the Wild Roads. I'm not playing any of these, I don't think, so yeah. So looks like we're all drafting green Sultai here because the cards are getting passed. If any of my players on my left are playing one of those 2 colors, they're getting hooked up. Yeah, see, it's right there. We're going to take the Guidelight Matrix. I'm probably not playing that because I don't have anything that I want to do this with. But yeah, we're gonna be competing for the colors here, green, and we'll take the red because I think I have a higher chance of playing red because of the rugged. Actually, let's take the glider. So I think the higher likeliness is of me playing white than black, based on the cards that are coming through. Because, well, first of all, a bunch of white is coming through. We can take another gas guzzler. Do I want that first? I think I'd rather take a Grim Bauble or a Wretched Doll than another gas guzzler first. Although this does bring my aggro plan into play. Or I could take the Wretched Doll as well. I think all of these are pretty strong. I'm kind of curious. I think I'm supposed to take Grim Bauble. That's the correct pick. But I'm kind of curious if I take another gas guzzler and I lean this deck a little bit more aggressive. Is that something I could do? I don't know. This is good at many points of the game. This is good mostly at the beginning of the game. The ladder ability is not even that exciting. I could take the Wretched Doll either as well. You know, let's take the other rare. Like, I have 2 gas guzzlers now. That's fine. We can get a Grim Bauble anyways. I think Point the Way would be okay, but not really what this deck is trying to do. We're not playing the Armory. That's here. So yeah, we Grim Bauble. I'm passing the Ripclaw Wrangler. I'm not really missing anything there. Here, we got a Broodheart Engine. I like that in these colors. I also would think that the Venom Sac Lagak would fit in well here. But I'm going to take the black-green card just because I don't want to pass it and let people know that that it's open. We'll take the Carrion Cruiser here. That is some good value. Veloheart Bike would have also been a reasonable play here. And that I'm passing it does seem to send a signal that green is open. I don't like that, but you know, the second pack is the weaker pack of the two in terms of the signals that you're sending. So we'll take the Cruiser here. And then we'll be able to get back something big like the World Tyrant, maybe. We'll see what else we got here. Because I have this Vein Druid Summoner, I'm also incentivized to take the Gibberic Omnivores and the Terrian World Tyrants and, you know, whatever the black thing is, the 7/2. Because those are all better. Here, nothing is in my color. So I'm going to take, of all of these, I think that either the Wreck Remover or the Camera Launcher are probably the better cards for my deck. I'm a little bit more interested in the Camera Launcher because of the ability to make another body. But yeah, I'm not playing any of these red cards, right? Yeah. I guess this is a red card that I could splash for as a removal. You know what? It's a little better. It's better enough than the Camera Launcher that I'm going to take it. I don't think I'm going to play it, but maybe I'll splash it if the colors dry up here. Here, I'm not really interested in taking these other colors. I think that the most reasonable thing is just take the Night Market and keep my options open here. So here I could take this as a defensive card or this as a 7/2 that I draw. A 7/2 can be blocked by just about anything. It does block just about everything too. But I think I like this as a trick or getting the pilot whenever I want a little bit better. As a defensive trick, yeah, probably that. Dune Drifter is not the worst here, but I don't have fixing yet. And yeah, 7/2 is just a weird, well, I'm gonna take Jungle Hollow because again, that's my colors here, and it helps fix for be able to play cards like Terrian, especially since it offers both. Like, I think that if you're in both colors and you see a matching dual land like this, you should really consider taking it. Here, nothing is in color, so again, we're gonna pick something that I think might be like the third color if things go really wrong. And Red's Assistance, sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm playing any of those. Here, we'll take the green card because it's a green card. I don't think I'm playing any of these two. Even if I'm a white, Survey if I go into red, maybe. But you know, I guess I could find some place for a Point the Way here. And again, nothing in color. We'll take another white card since I think I'm more likely to be white. We have a number of white cards, so it is possible that I've flipped the black for white, although I don't have any of the good white cards. Here, we'll take the Wreck Remover. I'm not going to play red or blue. I might play this if I really need a 4. hopefully I won't need to play that. But yeah, we're clearly not doing too hot in terms of whoever is in red and white is getting hooked up. They have their choice of everything, and maybe that's the switch I was supposed to make early on when I saw that. But you know, I've already committed to a lot of other cards, and you know what? To be honest, I don't really care if those get passed. All right, so I can take this as a 1/1 that grows out of control, or I can take the Earth Rumbler. I think or the Grim Bobble. You know, Earth Rumbler is a really strong vehicle. You can crew it for 3, or you can just, and it smashes hard, or you can exile stuff from your graveyard in order to make it a vehicle. I think that it's strong. District Mascot is okay, and it really needs to be saddled to be good. You know what? Because it needs to be saddled to be good, and even then, you can only get the counters on it by that way. I think the Earth Rumbler is probably a better card here overall. I'm passing the Grim Bobble and the District Mascot. I don't feel bad about passing the District Mascot. It's good on 1, right? But it's not great at other times here. We'll take a spin out as good removal. I'm passing the Wickerfolk Indomitable, which, you know, is a good card. The Grim Javelineer is okay. Silk Strength, okay. But I think premium removal like this is kind of necessary for my deck. I have a Grim Bubble, Run Over, Broken Wings as my removal cards. And I think that spin out fits well here. And then we got another Druid Fang Summoner. I think I'm okay taking the second one of those and just trying to see if I can get more. The Grey Stalker wouldn't be bad here either, to be honest. But if I can get more like Gibbering Omnivax or whatever, then this becomes quite good as a giant spider that draws you a card. So we'll see if we can get any more. If I don't get any more, I'll probably just stick to 1, because drawing a giant spider is not like the most desirable thing. It's only from the grave. Oh, you get it back from the graveyard? Oh, that's great. In that case, I think it's actually fine to keep a second one, because if the Terrian dies, I just get it back. Another Terrian. Alright, I guess I'm taking another Terrian. Or another Gas Guzzler. Do I want more Gas Guzzler, or do I want more Terrian? That's interesting. I think I want more Terrian because I have these Fanged and Summoners, but man, passing a Gas Guzzler off of that. I'll take a Siphon Fuel as a removal spell. It's an expensive removal spell, but sometimes you need that -6/-6 to finish something off. So I think it's worth it. Here, we have a Hazard of the Dunes. I think that's the right pick here. I think Beast Rider Vanguard is also pretty good, but I have a lot of 1s to go with my 2s, even though I don't have many 2s. And I think the Hazard of the Dunes is a good finisher on top of the Terrians, and it helps fill the space that this Wreck Remover is. But the Beast Rider Vanguard is really good, and it's a card that I'd be happy to have another of. I don't want any of these cards. I'm going to take the point away because it's green. I'm probably not playing that. Maximum Overdrive. That's a decent trick. I don't care about the Lacrian Jaguar. I got lots of good 5s. Thornwood Falls could be a pick here if I wanted to maybe splash black. But we're on pack 3. It's a much less useful card for me. So Overdrive it is. And then this time we'll take the Jaguar because I don't want any of these other cards. I'm not playing it though. I've got almost enough cards for a deck. And if I really need to put something in, I'll probably put the Wreck Remover in before the Jaguar, because my 5s are stacked. I don't love this idea of playing this point of the way, but I think I might need it just to be able to reach the expensive cards, like the hazards, like, you know, exhausting the hazards and all that. So we'll keep that. We got the Wickerfolk Indomitable. Do I need that, or should I get the 3? I think I need the Grim Javelineer on 3 in this case, just because for curve considerations, I have 3 4s. I only have 4 3s, and I think making sure that I can hit something on 3 is a little bit more important than getting that bring back from the graveyard ability, especially since I don't have many like true like useless creatures to bring back from the graveyard. So that's fine. So idea is like I'm gonna play my big things and then try to protect them. We'll take the Gravestalker here. I think that's a reasonable fit in this deck. I don't have a lot of self-mill abilities. I think the pilot can fit in this deck too. This thing can pilot my other creatures. I can play a Walking Sarcophagus if I need it. I probably won't. I think I have exactly the right number of cards in this deck. If I can cut a card, I'll cut the Point the Way, because I don't really need a ramp in this deck. Yeah, we just need to cut one card. So Point the Way does the least in my deck. Yes, it ramps me, but ramping is very low importance. The only thing I need is to fix for the Terrian World Tyrant. And my most expensive cards are 5s. I have a lot of 5s, but I think in terms of how I feel about this deck, I think that the deck does need a little help in terms of its curve. This is definitely not the best curve that I have drafted. So let's see. Like I could put in like a Walking Sarcophagus, for example, as a 2-drop, like a bad 2-drop, but a 2-drop. I don't want any more 4s. I have a lot of 5s, but that will help like even out the curve. I do have a number of 1-drops, so that does like balance it out a little. Let's see how I'm doing creatures. I'm a little low on creatures too, so I might need the Sarcophagus, and in its place I would cut the... What about I cut? Run over? No. Brood Heart Engine? No. Defend the Rider? Maybe? As a trick, but it's also a creature that can pilot something, so that lets me pilot the Carrying Cruiser and the Earth Rumbler pretty well. Those are not creatures. Getting back on track for these things is pretty good too. Back on track also gives me a creature. Broken Wings is probably the most... Broken Wings and Maximum Overdrive are probably the most cuttable here, to put in the Sarcophagus as another creature, just to fill my aggression a little bit more. I like the double Terrian, double Fang Druid Summoner thing that I have going on here. Let's see. Instants and sorceries, yeah. The 2 vehicles really hurt my deck a little, in some sense. But I think that they are both pretty good plays considering what we have. And I like the Deathless Pilot better than Walking Sarcophagus. So I think this is still a reasonable deck. Not a great deck. I guess the one thing that I would consider cutting is Broken Wings for our Sarcophagus, just so it can have another body. But I don't know. I feel like Broken Wings is good enough. And if I find that it's struggling, then maybe I'll take that out there. So maybe this will be the deck. We're 12 and 12, so I think the even split that has been that's shown here is reasonable. If I have to choose to switch anything, I think I might, because I have 9 green and 8 black, and I think I want to make sure that I have the blacks early. The green at the end, I think I can turn the Night Market into. And so, because the Gas Guzzlers and Grim Bobblers are on 1, and I don't want to play this on 1, I think I'm going to increase the swamp and decrease the forest so that I have 9 black and 8 green. Because the Terrian, yes, they're hard to cast. I need to make sure I have the 3 greens. But I'm going to kind of consider the Night Market as green most of the time anyways, so that I can make that happen. And then on the low end, I want to make sure I have lots of black for all this black stuff and the spin out that I have. So that is going to be how I do that, and we're going to see how this deck goes. We started another black-green deck. We're going to see how we do well with this. It does look like my pool was mostly like everybody was drafting Sultai, and so I don't know how well we're going to do. We're matched up against Moran here. I think the deck is not amazing, but it is okay. Like, I'm going to keep this. This plays on green, like I mentioned before. I can play the Deathless Pilot into something. Hopefully I'll draw something a little bit more meaningful soon. But yeah, Pilot into, I don't know. We'll see. My opponent is on that color pair. If they counterspell that, then I get it back. It's not a good one to counterspell, that's for sure. Alright, they have pretty colors here. Gas Elevator, I'm guessing that they'll take one of the tricks. Maybe back on track. I guess we'll see. They could also take the Earth Rumbler. No, they're going to take back on track. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable pick for them there. I'm going to take this, and then... Do I offer this trade? Yeah, I mean... Am I the aggro? That's the real question here. If I'm the aggro, I should attack. No, I think I'm not. I think holding this back and trading for the Castle Rider on their attack is better than letting them get their speed up. I'm not really sure which way it's better, but I think that this is the right way to do things. And then I have to defend the Rider up to help protect my Deathless Pilot if I need it. If they're gonna... Oh, that's not good. That's quite annoying. Yeah, I'm gonna offer this. I'm happy with this trade. This trade is fine. I'll get this back at some point, so... That's fine. We're gonna hazard next. Go back to my turn. I don't think that they have a 1-mana counter spell. This will be able to block the Blitz Surveyor. They probably have some sort of removal or bump for it because they know that I had it. Yeah, there we go. I got rid of it. Getting that going. Alright. We're on 2. We do our next land, so we have the Earth Rumbler coming. And then we can Deathless Pilot and bring it back for some bites soon. For some fights and bites. If I draw another land, I can actually put it back in my hand and then put it back on the battlefield, which will let me crew this Earth Rumbler and start smashing. Shining Gravestalker, that's a good card. It's a land. We got the vehicle. Alright, let's bring it back. Deathless Pilot. I am the defense here, so I have to hold back against this Chitin Gravestalker. I think that's what I have to do. Next turn, I might be able to smash something with the runover, so I think we're okay holding here, and then, you know, putting Earth Rumbler to keep the Chitin Gravestalker at bay, and then maybe eating the flyer later with one of my... well, okay, we're gonna do this. All right, we're crewing. And then I guess they probably have some kind of removal, my guess, or trade or something. Maybe Maximum Overdrive themselves. No? Okay. Bobble? Or Locust Spray? I guess, my guess. Record Reason Nuclear. Oh, okay. They're going for that. Well, they're gonna get a little value, but I'm gonna kill that Resident Nuclear Regent ASAP. Yeah. Okay. We have to crew this so that I can eat it. So crew with you, and then this is gonna make you punch you. We have a little bit of defense up. Might as well attack since I'm going to be taking a hit next turn. Yep. Taking 4. I have defense. I guess I can make the 1/1 if I need it, but we'll see. My opponent's definitely doing better than me. They have more cards than me. About equal on lands, and they have more damage on me and more bodies here. I do have the bigger body, and so we'll see. Okay. Yeah, pitching the Death Pilot is a good plan on their part. Okay, yep. Just do more bodies, swing harder. They'll get there. Maybe. Yep. Reasonable plays. My thing tramples. I think we're on a race here. I'm not the one winning the race right now, unfortunately. Or I'm playing Terran World Timer, and then, yeah, we're definitely attacking now. You. Get in there. Go to combat. All attack. They might think I have nothing. But I have this, and I have ways to protect it. So now we are protected. They can't really attack on the ground. They have to attack in the air. Okay. I mean, that's annoying. They're going to get back... the Nuclear Regent. That's annoying. Right, well. We have 2 very dangerous threats coming in for some punching, so we're going to do that. Yeah, they're on the defense. That's fine. Okay. I mean, I'm going to keep setting this in. I have ways to eat everything that they use to block, so that's not the worst thing in the world for me. So let's do that. Crew. You. Go to combat. Swing with a Rumbler. I'm just going to eat everything they block with, yeah. They're just letting it through. What do they have? Do they have a bounce spell? Because I'm just going to do this and win, right? Or am I wrong? Because I could just get that Aetherdrift, yeah. That's a tough spot. Like, they had their value engine at the end, but I was able to put them in a position with my big creatures that they really couldn't get through, I think, because the thing had trample. So we'll take the win, and we'll keep going. Yeah, it's not like the most incredible deck. I've had better decks that I've done worse with, but you know, black and green is so deep that you can end up with just a medium black and green deck and still do pretty well. And as you can see, it worked out pretty well. Just have big guys as finishers that force your opponent to have answers, and then have defense for those big guys, which they know they can't do anything about. They would have had to put all 3 of their creatures behind it, and they would have just traded their board, right? Maybe I would have just put like the zombie in front of it or something like that. I don't know. Ooh, can't keep this. Only 2 green lands. There's 3 cards I can't cast, and one of them I won't be able to cast for a long time. So, mulligan that. I'm going to keep this, though, for sure. I think of these, back on track, probably the least immediately useful. Like, it's 5 mana. When am I going to get to it? Broken Wings is a removal spell-ish, and Carrying Cruiser can get me something, so let's do it like this. I don't think this is a great hand. I think we could have done better. We're going to play this on green because we don't have any green. Again, like I said, the night market's often going to be a green, but sometimes if we need a non-green, it can be that too. We have the Loxodon on Surveyor to hopefully slow things down. If they play something really scary, then I have the spin out. But yeah, I think I'd rather get the... Okay, there's... Well, I don't have the spin out anymore. They're going to take the spin out. Like, yeah, that would be the smart play, which they did. And now I have a 3/3 blocker. I have a Carrion Cruiser coming, and Broken Wings to deal with something if they have the right thing. Let's see. Cast all Thrill Seeker? Sure. Increase their speed? Sure. They have removal. 2 mana, what do they have? Oh, okay. Making that more annoying? Sure. Wonder if they recognize that Broken Wings can eat their Light Wheel enhancements. I think I'm gonna hold the Broken Wings, and see if they have thought carefully through. We'll test them a little here. Broodheart Engine, I think, would have been a good card to play. I'm gonna make it seem like I don't have anything. We're gonna offer the block. We'll try to blow up their enchantment. Okay. Blow up their enchantment. See if they have something. We're testing to see if they thought this through. Right now, it doesn't seem like they have. They did not. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Grim Bobble that away. Sure. Reasonable play. Reasonable play. Okay, now we're in a little bit of trouble because we don't have a creature. I can bring back the Loxodon. I think that's what I'm gonna do because it's the only creature I have. Unless they mill something bigger, in which case I'll do that. Nope, Loxodon it is. I can't play that this turn, so we're gonna play the Broodheart Engine next. They're gonna crawl forward, but I'm gonna be able to start surveilling and fixing my draws, so that should help. See what else they're up to. They're playing 3 colors. Mardu, interesting combination. Oh, okay, they got that. Sure, interesting that they chose that later rather than the sooner. Do I want the Guzzler here? I don't think the Guzzler has enough impact. Let's pitch that. Let's try to get something a little better than that. Grim Bobble, that's an okay card, not amazing. We'll play the Loxodon out. I can Bobble to kill this, but they're still gonna get in through the air, and then that lifelink is gonna start running away with the game. I think I still do this, just because the less that they have, the better. I can't block that, unfortunately. So, I'm gonna actually wait. Hold on. Where am I? Next to attackers. Yeah, I'm actually gonna swing in with this because I can't block that, and unless they have a hasty creature, like they're not gonna trade the Oil Gorger for the Cruiser, right? So I think that's a reasonable play here. Defend the Rider is not great, but I might have to use its 1/1 ability and get this, which is not great for me either. Yeah, things are not great for me. but that's okay. Yeah, that's really bad. Okay. Surveil. I want the forest, but I also don't want the forest. I need an answer. And they've taken one of my answers. Okay, I can't cast that, which is troublesome. We are going to... Is there anything that I can get back? Just the gas guzzler? I don't really care about that. I have my spin out back here. I have the -6/-6, which is, I think, my one exit out of this. So I think I'm just going to hold here. And then I'm going to crack the Grim Bobble after I take one piece of beating. Yeah, it's just like they're cracking. If I can get 2 greens, I really can't turn this around on that Streaking Oil Gurger. I have to get rid of it. The lifelink is the bad part of it. If it's just a flyer that's a 4/4, I think the Terrian would be able to race it, but the lifelink is definitely going to take this game out of the running for me. So they're not attacking with their 2/2, which makes a lot of sense, unless they had something else, which, you know, is not the case. Okay, we're going to bobble. Maybe I can throw, if I have like a hazard that I can throw down. Okay, that's also really bad for me. So they've gotten like everything. Let's see if I can find some kind of answer for everything they got. No, these are all not things that I want. Yep, they're getting creatures. They're going wide. So now they're going both wide and deep. Like, and Grim Javelineer is also not going to do it. I need something with a lot more weight. That is not exactly what I want. I wish I could have put this in the thing. Okay, well, okay, we're gonna die probably, but we're gonna die trying, I guess. No attacks. So they don't know how to defend the Rider. I could be like double carrying cruiser into the Risen Niku region and everything. I think they're not gonna risk it. They're not gonna risk it. I think that's a good play on their part. Yeah, they just need to strike me in the air, and they're gonna go wide, and so I need like a whole lot more than what I've got going on here. And my deck is like betraying me on every like. I want the Force to play the Terrians, but unfortunately, Terrian is not really gonna do it from here. I gotta deal with their flyer. I have to deal with the ground creatures. Earthworm's not it either. Okay, well, we lost. I mean, good game them. There's no way we're gonna overcome this, so we'll just we'll play it out and end the turn. No attacks. They'll probably attack all, and I will probably offer whatever trades that I have. Yeah, I got kind of messed up on the mana here. Attack all, yeah, reasonable. Okay, we're gonna turn this on. We will exile the Gas Guzzler. And they have removal. Sure. Okay, well, we're going to crew the Gas Guzzler with the Carrion thing with that. Carrion Cruiser with that. And we'll offer a couple trades here. Block this, trade this. Actually, you know, yeah. It doesn't matter. We're losing no matter what, so we might as well just take it on the chin, take the wins that we can, and die. Like the punks we are, having to have mulligan and then just not drawn mana or creatures in the right order for pretty much the whole game. So, and my opponent also just had a really hot start. So, could I have won that one? Maybe. It's possible I could have won that one, but I didn't. I definitely didn't win that one. All right. You know what? We'll open a bunch of packs and then we'll one of each and call it a night. I know I did this before with the last, but it's a new draft. Let's see here. Pure Passive Veil. Do I want to take that first? No, right? Murder? Maybe Murder's the pick. Horde Caller? Do I want the Horde Caller? I feel like it's at 5 mana, like attacking with that, it's not going to be that amazing. But do I want the Fear of the Dark over that? Probably not. I guess Murder is the pick because it kills anything. Or do I take the Horde Caller? Maybe I'll take the Horde Caller. It is kind of a 2-for-1 in some sense. 5 mana that gets me another guy every turn. if I can swing with it, and it comes out of the blue and guarantees at least one guy. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Alright, Foundations gets me. Loot. Let's see. Play an additional land, and then reveal a creature and put it onto the battlefield. I feel like loot. You know, here's the deal. Is it the right pick to take loot? I don't know if it's the right pick to take loot. I think maybe Gnarly Colony is a really good choice here, but I'm going to personally choose loot, and it's just because I want to try to activate this ability. I don't know that this is an especially exciting hand otherwise, or pack otherwise. Yeah, I'll start with loot and see where it goes from there. Aetherdrift gets us all of these, and in this pack, I think the Refueler is pretty good. Grim Bobble's pretty good. Hazard is pretty good. These are probably the best. I think Howler is fun, but in this case, I'd rather just have something that's pretty good, especially after my losing streak. Just take good cards. So Elvish Refueler's the pick because it's uncommon, and it just makes all the exhaust things that much better. And on its own, it's just fine. Every turn that you have 2 mana open, it just gets stronger every turn. So that's pretty good. If you can double exhaust the Hazard of the Dunes, that's pretty wild. So that is going to be the pick for me, and that's it for me. Let me know what you thought about the draft, the game, and the draft of the games in the comments below. If you enjoyed this stream, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more of my streams, you can hit subscribe. This is Refresh. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Good night.